Hi there, I'm AK, and today I would like to show you something that I made. It's called CSV to Data Warehouse. It's designed to take local CSV or JSON files on your computer and upload them into a schematized cloud data warehouse, currently supporting Google's BigQuery, Amazon's Redshift, and Snowflake. This module is designed as a command line interface, which means you run it on the command line using npx, CSV DWH, and then you pass in your source file and some different options. Now to get started, you can run npx csv dwh with no arguments, and you'll get the help screen that shows you all the different options you can pass to authenticate with different data warehouses and to specify the type of data that you're dealing with. Most cloud-based data warehouses require a number of different authentication parameters, and these are best handled with environment files or .env files that have keys and values that describe things like your username, your password, your private key, and that sort of thing. The first time you use this package, it's best to create a .env file that holds the credentials to your warehouse so that this tool can access it. What you can do is pass the /p or --creds argument to the module, and what that will do is make a .env file in your current working directory that has all the keys for all the different warehouses that you might use, but the values you'll have to fill in yourself. So if you were sending data to Snowflake, you'd fill out your Snowflake account, username, password, etc. Once you've stored your authentication details in an environment file, the next step is to call this module and pass it the data that you wish to upload as a table. In this case, I have a CSV file that contains semi-structured event data. So each row is an event with a timestamp, but different rows have different properties, like the sign-up event has a date of renewal. And as you can see, there are complex types nested in my CSV, like this device, JSON object, the hashtags on the video watch events, and even full-blown e-commerce shopping carts that are arrays of objects. So this particular CSV has a number of complex types inside of it. Luckily, this module is going to schematize everything for us. So what I can do is type npx csv data warehouse, and then give it the path to my data and specify the warehouse that I want to send data to. First, we'll do Snowflake, and then I need a table name for this table, which I will call hello world. That's all I need. Now, when I run this command, it's going to find all my environment variables, and then it's going to schematize my data, and then it's going to batch and queue chunks of this CSV file into tables in the data warehouse. In this particular case, my data is 100,000 records, so it's not a small table, and it's going to do this in batches of 1,000. Now, just for the purposes of this video, I'm going to run the same thing on BigQuery with the same data and table structure. And then finally, I'll also do the same thing with Redshift and use a smaller batch size, like, I don't know, 100. Now that that's all done, I can head over to Snowflake, head over to my data. Let's find in my dummy database the table I was working on, Hello World. We can see that it has properly schematized my data, including complex variant types for things like cart and device. And if we preview the data, we can see that it is well rendered inside of Snowflake. With the semi-structured device data, if we head over to BigQuery, we will also find our Hello World table that has a BigQuery specific schema. And we can see we use the JSON type for our complex props. And if we preview the table here, we could see a similar thing where all the data is properly schematized and our complex types like device and hashtags exist as JSON. And finally, if we look at Redshift, we will also find our Hello World table. Once again, schematized, and JSON is stored in a super type. And we can query it to see our data in the exact same way with those complex types parsed and in the table. And that is CSV Data Warehouse in a nutshell. You can use this to take any CSV or JSON file on your local computer and schematize it and upload it to different cloud warehouse providers with relative ease. I built this because, well, I needed it, and I open sourced it because I thought maybe you could make good use out of it. If you have any issues or feature suggestions, just leave a comment or an issue in the GitHub repo. And I hope finding this tool makes your life just a little bit easier. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.